sorry,
Go
the
ahead.
other topic, I do talk a lot to corporations as well about how management needs to kind of step down from their ivory towers and come to where the frontline workers are and really see about what true customer service is, about being relatable, working with the frontline workers, and really understanding customers' needs, yes, but ultimately the frontline workers' needs. Because if you don't have happy employees, it's going to, again, um, really affect the whole aspect of the company. Speaking as well, I love talking to elementary youth. They are absolutely priceless. We do, of course, a lot of bullying talks, but we also talk about just really looking at each other and being happy and loving who you are. One of my stories I always share is I was doing a talk to a school in Airdrie, and there was where we have the boys and the girls, stand across from each other and really look at each other and compliment one another on what they see that is beautiful about the person across from them, really looking at their beauty and not looking at what they're wearing or that sort of stuff, but maybe their smile or their eyes, or maybe it's a dimple, whatever the case may be. And we had this young boy who had this flaming red hair, and his face was just filled with freckles. And he was kind of, one of those young men that, kind of had a bit of an attitude. And, when this young little girl came up to him to acknowledge him and his beauty, you almost expected the person to say, your red hair or your freckles. And this little girl looked at him and said, you have the most bluest eyes. And it reminds me of when I was in Scotland, the oceans around Scotland. You have the blue of the ocean around Scotland. That is your eyes. And when she said that to this little boy, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes, but it made this little boy just shine. It was like he was being looked at for the first time beyond his red hair and his freckles. He was being truly looked at and loved, that, this little girl saw how blue his eyes were. And he just was walking on air for the rest of the day. And it's those kind of moments that you really take to heart and see these young kids coming up to you saying, thank you. You really helped me. And, and I always give out my phone number to them. I always give out my phone number to them. And I said, if you ever just need a phone call to be told what a great person you are, or you just want to talk or share, I'm here. And I've gotten many phone calls, and it's been absolutely wonderful. It's a true joy talking to the youth, because if we can get there, can you imagine what an incredible world for the next 7 generations it would be, impacting our youth to where they just love themselves, believe in themselves, and have that own empowerment within them, that we don't have to wait till when they're adults to help them get there, that they already have that at such a young age. Like, it would just be so incredible. So yeah, those are just some of the topics I do. I mean, I could talk about basically anything, addictions, whatever, being a single mother. I can, whatever anybody wants for a story, and, even Indigenous history, that sort of thing. I really take the time to research the company, research the people that I'm speaking to, and what their message is, or maybe they have a theme to their conference or whatever, and I really tailor make it to special for them. I don't like to have a box set of what I say. I really want to make sure that each time I speak to someone, yeah, to a company or whatever, it's not the same message over and over and over, that it actually resonates to the actual speakers, and that I connect, I'm sorry, not the speakers, but the viewers, and that I really connect with the viewers, because that to me is what's truly important when you're a speaker, is to, have that connection, that, that it's they're relating, they're involved, they're not busy on their phone or falling asleep. They're actually, want to hear more. So that's very exciting to me.
Awesome. So can you tell me a little bit more about your Every Woman Empowered organization, and like when and why did you start it, and And what are some of the
So it
programs
started,
and how do people get involved in that kind of thing?
sure. So it started, like I said, in 2012, and it was about my own personal journey. And so we started off with monthly workshops, and the workshops changed every month from it's a different topic. And we bring in speakers, or I myself will go in and speak, and we'll talk about, one episode we did, or one session we did, was about unforgiveness, the power, of learning how to forgive, not just others in your life, but yourself, and working through that and letting go of that anchor. We talk about self-love, self-esteem. We also talk about creating healthy boundaries, that it's okay to say no, and the power of no. We talk about racism and the impact it has on women, not just in everyday life, but also in the workforce and how it affects us. And it's really about a community. That's what we are. We're a community that wants to broaden ourselves. We want to grow. We want to learn. We want to change. We don't want to stay still. We don't want to keep stagnant. And our we have women that are from 18 years of age up to our oldest member 89 years of age, and these are people that still believe that what, it's never you're never too old to grow and to change. And we're really impacting our 20 and 30-year olds, because they don't want to end up like their parents. They want to work on themselves now. They don't want to have issues and baggage to carry as they're going forward. They're more open-minded. They want to use these tools and resources. And it's amazing how many, women are coming and really believing in that. And we've expanded with our women. So in our conferences, for example, we've had keynote speakers. We've had transgender as well as two-spirited women come to be speakers at our conferences. And the reason why we did that is because the word woman is expanding, and we want people to be made aware. So you may not believe, or you may not um, necessarily understand, but this is where we have these speakers to help you to understand, so that you're better equipped in life. And everything that we do is to teach you how to be better equipped in life. You may have never experienced abuse or addiction. You may have never experienced not having low self-esteem. But what it does is it shows you how you can, first of all, if these incidences do come up, how to have the tools to prepare yourself with it, but at the exact same time to help others around you and to help educate them as well, that they don't have to endure or go through these things, that there are the resources. And we supply the resources. If it's addictions, or for example, if it's abuse, we give phone numbers out. We're not counselors, but we are information givers. We want to make sure that people are made very much aware. And yeah, we've even done we've done weekend retreats, and it's been wonderful. It's a way for women to connect and not be judged, to be able to share their stories and have a safe place to do it, and that they're not alone. So many times, as I was a single mother, I thought, oh my goodness, it's just me alone. And I'm not. It's same with when I had my addiction. I thought I was alone, and I'm not. There were different resources out there that I could use. And every woman empowered is all the resources, all put into one place for women to come and share and join.
That's awesome. So how do people get involved, or can they support you,
Well,
or
yeah, so currently right now we are on Facebook under Every Woman Empowered. We're on YouTube under Every Woman Empowered Canada. And then I'm on Twitter and Instagram under my name, Shawna, Shawna, initial J, Serniak, Serniak. And you can find us on any of those platforms, as well as we also have our charity. So, of course, like I said, the charity goes towards Project Change, MMIW, for the murder of missing Indigenous women. And it's totally ran by and managed by the Edmonton Community Foundation. So we do a lot of different fundraisers. A portion of our programs, courses, workshops, that all goes towards it as well. We're nonprofit. We don't pocket any money by any means, and we also sell masks with the handprint over the face with the MMIW, and 100% of the proceeds goes towards, of course, our charity, the endowment fund. So yeah, and that one you can go to Edmonton Community Foundation, and you go under donate, and you just scroll down till you find Every Woman Empowered, and you can donate there, and you'll get your tax receipt for income tax purposes. And it's really truly making a difference. We're currently right now, we're growing our funds. That's what's important. We're trying to raise the money, and while we're doing it, build the awareness, and then we'll be working with a variety of parks as well as roadsides with Alberta, and eventually, when the fund gets big enough, we want to go across Canada. We want to reach every province across Canada and really honor each of the women that have gone murdered and or missing as well, not just the women but the girls as well. So we're really wanting to build that awareness, and it's really important that we do. I think it's something that, yes, you can protest, yes, you can, say all you want, but honestly, it's the dollars that is really going to make the government and people look and go, okay, yeah, you're right, this needs to be dealt with. Unfortunately, it's the money that talks, and so for me, it's getting it going. And we started that project in 2019, so we're going strong. So we're pretty happy about it for sure.
We just have a couple of minutes left, but do you want to tell me, like, what was there maybe like a personal story that drew you towards the murdered and missing subject and area, or was it just seeing it in society? Or
Well, I've been actually really blessed with some really incredible women in my life. April Eve Weiberg, she has Stolen Brothers and Sisters movement here in Edmonton. So she does a lot of the protests and the walks and the marches. And I was very fortunate to work alongside with April Eve when we were with the Aboriginal Women's Professional Association. I was the president there, or sorry, vice president there, and she was on the board with me. So I got to really know her, and then through her, she got me in contact with Kathy King. And Kathy King is a Caucasian woman who had an Indigenous daughter, a Métis daughter, who was murdered in the 90s. And so she also is on Facebook, and she shares about her story about her daughter, and just bringing that awareness. So I really resonated with these two ladies, and we decided in 2019 we wanted to do a photo shoot, really kind of trying to depict the murdered and missing Indigenous women. So we actually have a picture where it's of myself and April Eve and a young lady who, Brianna Lizette, who the three of us in a picture, for example, and you see April Eve in a warrior paint and with her megaphone, and you see, for example, Brianna, she's in all red, and she's got the red Métis sash around her. And then you see myself just wearing all black fringe jacket, and the three of us are standing there, and it's called, the photograph is called Voices of Change. And what it depicts is, the movement, the person that's going out there, and verbalizing and doing the marches. It's about me wanting to empower our women and make an impact for our women. And then it's about Brianna, who is our youth, our 7 generations, to make a change, for the future. And we were very lucky to have Visions of Heaven do the photography session. And so we've sold a lot of these pictures, portraits, and they're on mugs, they're on t-shirts, and all the funds go towards, again, Project Change, to build the awareness. And that picture ended up being an award-winning picture across Canada. It won top awards for Visions of Heaven, and Heather, who is the photographer, did phenomenal. So we're really trying to reach out in different ways and getting that awareness out there. And lucky to have such amazing women that are on a journey with me to help me make that impact for for those who are no longer with us, who don't have a voice to be able to speak. It's got to be up to us to be able to speak for them and say, no more. This is not going to happen anymore. We need to honor these women, and there's no, reason that they should be ignored and just treated as if they don't count, because they do. They are someone's daughter, someone's mother, sister, auntie, cousin, friend, coworker. So we really got to bring that awareness up.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the work you do. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, Kishi Marcy to our relative tonight, Shawna Serniak. You can find her at Shawna J. Serniak, or you can look for Chit Chat on YouTube. Yes. And the other sites she's mentioned. So Niwagamaganak, all my relations, and believe me, we are all related. So act like you've got relations. This is Andy signing out from Homelands, originally produced on CFCR Community Radio 90.5 FM in Saskatoon, Homelands of the Métis and Treaty 6 territory. CFCR.ca. You can find excellent programming on Indian and Cowboy podcasting. Follow us on Twitter at Métis Homelands, or if you have comments, questions, or guest suggestions, email métishomelands@gmail.com. This episode will also be viewable on our YouTube channel Homelands, so subscribe today. Marcy, thank you for listening, and Akoshi Kawapa Matina Mina. That's all. We'll see you later.
Hi.